everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having an amazing weekend. If you have clicked on the thumbnail for this video and want to know what's going on, I will tell you all in a second. But you know, I need to build up some dramatic suspense. So first off, I'm going to show you that officially we have used up our first tub of potatoes. They were very tasty. And we've still got these potatoes to enjoy. We have also been really busy in the garden. We have taken some apples away from the biggest tree in our garden and also our neighbour's big tree. It's technically not our tree, the second one, but our neighbour doesn't eat apples and like, hey, it's right on the border of your property and most of the branches actually fall into your property, so be my guest. Be my guest. Have some fresh apples. So that's what we've been doing. The blackberries are doing incredibly well. Again, I'll come to that in a second. But right now, Sky and I, she's doing very well. She has recovered from her experiences with the bees. She is doing very well. She and I are going to take you around the rest of the garden, and we are now in the shade of the trees, and I think the sun has dipped behind a cloud as well, so things are doing, you know, pretty well. The corn, we still haven't had any corn yet. I'm awaiting some corn. The strawberries are still doing strawberry things. Sky is still doing sky things. She's just run off in that direction. She wants her brother. So her brother is inside and she is outside. And they're a little bit of a package deal. So where one border collie is, the other border collie wants to be. So unfortunately, that is something we are working with her on, because she needs to be confident enough to explore the world without her big brother. And right now, she's not fully on board with the idea that she can do things on her own. Hey, Sky, you want to come? Come on, Sky, come on. Come on, baby. She's like, no, I really want to go inside. I'm just going to sit there. Is it too hot? Yeah. Do you want me to let you in? I'm going to let her in. Because I've shown you where she's okay now. Because she followed me around thinking I was going to let her in. And I didn't. And now I have. And she can go and create havoc, whichever way she creates havoc. We got Sky because we wanted Ghost to have a playmate, and we wanted him to have a playmate that wasn't River. And River is, you know, she's going to be 12 in a couple of months' time, which for a Labrador is really good. And so thinking that we would get a younger pup for Ghost to keep him company and have a playmate is a great idea on paper, until the puppy is like, I need to be around this older dog all the time. So we are generally trying to give both dogs jobs away from each other. And some days it's good. Some days Sky will be out here with me for hours at a time without any trouble. And other days, normally when Michael's just arrived and she wants to go and say hello to him, she wants to be in the house, which is what's just happened. My butternut squashes are doing great, at least. That looks more like a marrow to me than a butternut squash, but it is on the butternut squash plant, so it could be like a, maybe it's an heirloom one. It's going to be tasty, whatever it is, because it's a squash and squashes are tasty. We also have pretty much lost all of our peas. They've kind of given up for this season. But these guys, my beans, I have plenty of beans. Not as many as I have had in previous years. This year has not been a great bean year, but there's only there's only 2 of us at the house now, so, you know, they're growing pretty well. They are growing and they are happy. The beans are happy. a lot of the extreme heat we had a couple of weeks ago didn't do nice things for some of our plants, which is a shame, but other plants seem to be doing just fine. And I need to get onto my winter planting, which I haven't yet, because I've not been very mobile this week. Again, foreshadowing. I'm waiting until the end to tell you about it. But look, I do want to show you into the greenhouse, because the greenhouse is pretty darned epic right now. We have so many tomatoes, or tomatoes. I guess it's tomatoes as we're in America, but we have so many of them. Look, most of them are green. Here, 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 here. Some big ones back there. We've got some smaller ones down below. We've got more plants that are flowering down here, and I'm just letting them do their thing because they seem quite happy about it. We have lots of like sauce style, what I call sauce style tomatoes coming on. Some more down there. I see lots of pizza sauce in our future. Lovely one here that will be ripe just about by the time this video goes out. Lots more green tomatoes. And as I come up this end, loads and loads of cherry tomatoes. And these cherry tomatoes are doing incredibly well right now. They are really beautiful. I am really enjoying the taste of those as they're coming out. Interestingly, these small tomatoes at the end, they're not I didn't think they were gonna be quite as large as they've turned out to be. Someone has taken a bite out of that one. I am removing it. Look. Someone has dug a hole in that. There's another one over here that someone has dug a hole in through there. So, yeah, c'est la vie. One thing I do want to share with you, and I'm very excited about, is we finally have a cucumber. Look at that. Might be the only cucumber we get this year, but we finally have a cucumber. And the other cucumbers have started to do cucumbery things. So I really wish I knew what I'd done wrong with the cucumbers to this point, because now they seem to be doing cucumbery things. The chickens are all great as per usual. They are having a happy time. Hello. What is up? It is a bit warm today. It's like 33 degrees Celsius. So what's that? 90 something. The chickens prefer it a little bit cooler, just like I do. But they enjoyed the cooler temperatures this week. It was a lot cooler for much of this week, and they've started laying again, which is good, because when it's really super hot, they don't lay. And that means we get some lovely fresh eggs again, which is good. And this particular hen, who hasn't laid for about a week, has started laying again. That makes me very happy. And Ashley, who's one of my oldest and dearest hens, has just come into the nest boxes, and she's making that noise of, why are you taking my eggs? What do you think you're doing? I'm going to put this egg in my pocket and not squish it, which I guess means I have to tell you about the horrible thing that happened right there last weekend. Last week, or the week before last I was telling you about all of these lovely blackberries that we have growing all the way up there. Now, harvesting blackberries, normally I climb onto this wall and I pick the ones I can reach, and then I might get a ladder for the other ones. Last weekend I decided to get our cheap, nasty old ladder and had it resting against this wall. It was about halfway up the hedge, and the ladder, which is on uneven ground, decided to come this way, and I fell over. I fell over right there. You can see where all the splotches from the blackberries, obviously that's a shadow here, but just there and there and there, there's all these blackberry splodges. And if I go a little bit closer, you'll see some blackberry splodges up here from all of these blackberries that fell down and got destroyed when I fell over. And I did some damage. I have scratched up my arm and I hurt my foot really badly. I was wearing sandals, which is stupid. I know you should not go up a ladder wearing sandals. I've learned my lesson. Probably should have known that already, but the things you do when there are lovely fresh back breeze around. So I came off the ladder. I fell. The ladder slipped. I kind of caught myself and I rolled up into a ball like you would if you were on a motorbike. I landed on the wall. But then I fell down because the momentum from the ladder pulled me down, and I ended up flipping upside down and lowered myself down to the ground. So I didn't actually fall very far, but I hurt my right foot to the point that I haven't been able to put weight on it for about half a week. I'm finally able to put my weight on it. It still hurts to walk, but I am now walking normally. But I learned my lesson. Don't be like me. Be smart. And don't do anything that, causes you to fall off a ladder. And don't worry, if I am going to get more blackberries out of that hedgerow, which I plan on doing this weekend, I'm going to do it with a buddy system. I'll get my partner to hold the ladder, or more probably my partner will insist on going up the ladder and I will hold the ladder, which honestly makes me more nervous. I'd rather be the one up there than the one holding the ladder, but that's for another video. Anyway, that is it for today's chicken and garden update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have comments, drop us a polite note below. You can reach out to us in the Discord chat room, on Mastodon, or if you're a Patreon supporter, you can reach out to us in the comments there. If you want more, subscribe, hit the bell, and follow the links below to regularly support us, the YouTube membership or a Patreon subscription. You'll also find links to our Bitcoin, Ko-fi, and Swag store, as well as that aforementioned Mastodon server. Scrolling on my right is a list of amazing charged up supporters, and shout outs go out to our V2G Patreon supporters. They are Alan Tupper, Andrew Martin, Bennett, Elder Brophy, Wolf, Chris Maxwell, Cyprian Laplace, Dan Blair, Gordon C, Hey Asker, John Tramal, Kyle Fox, Mark Eggleton, Peter Dillinger, Regine Fellows, Sean Tucker, Stefan Fremja, and Stephen Williams, Tazla in the Gong, Paul Bricknell, Tony Moss, Carl Hodgson, Chris Centaur, Denny Hyde, Lance Schlau, Linda Irish, Mike Weeder, and Paul Nelson. And finally, big thanks to our off-grid supporters, Paul Conway, Kevin Burrowbridge, Stephen O'Donoghue, who else? Jim Burness, Robert Flannery, Aaron Hahn, Ellery Hensley, Rory Litwin, JP Fagerback, Dave Kitchen, Andrew Glenn, Anonymous Freak, Chris and Michael Johnson, Clay Witt, CPU Freak 101, Eric Knack, Joe Bresney, John Henderson, Laura Reynolds, Marcel Ward, Matthew Drobnak, Nigel S, Reggie Watts, Will Graylin, and of course, Ian. Don't forget that we make content every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Saturday on the main channel, and then on a Sunday, join me in the garden for the chicken and garden update, and then you'll also get to see our Sunday musing a little bit later on. And this week's Sunday musing, which is just about to go live, is all about etiquette and EV charging. Thanks for joining me. Whatever you enjoy next, I hope your weekend is a good one. Stay safe, be kind, be an ally. Keep evolving.